had my eyes on this game ever since it has been announced on Kickstarter. And it is for obvious reasons. Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes is the spiritual successor of the Suikoden series. And what is Suikoden? Obviously, it is a JRPG. The games originally came out on the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. I know there is an unreleased one for the PlayStation Portable. Hopefully now that Konami is remaking Suikoden 1 and 2, they are going to release that as well. I think that game would make a pretty fine addition to the PlayStation Plus Classic Collection catalog. And I'm sure that there are other Japanese exclusive PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 and PlayStation Portable games that have never been released for the rest of the world, which includes the Suikoden visual novels. I don't think they would add them to the Suikoden 1 and 2 collection, but there's always hope. But let's get back to track. Suikoden and Eiyuden are turn-based RPG games, with the main theme of both games is to recruit allies for your castle. I'm going to compare Eiyuden to Suikoden 5. I don't think that's really fair because Suikoden 5 had the full support of Konami back then when they were still releasing good games. But how does it hold up if we compare it to Suikoden? The battle system is pretty identical. Well, you select your character's physical or magical attacks, with the unique mechanic of both games where you have either hero attacks or co-op attacks.
Here we go!
What Eiyuden did change is that you can't just spam these stronger mechanics. You need to wait that you have enough SP to utilize some abilities. Well, in Suikoden you have also unique formations, and I would say the battle system is deeper because you can upgrade special skills for each of the characters, but it makes sense that the battle system is fleshed out since they were making these games for a while. Suikoden and Eiyuden are pretty much split up into three main battle mechanics, if that makes sense. To be fair, you won't really see the other two for a huge chunk of the game. There are these massive scale war battles. Well, they feel massive in Suikoden. In Eiyuden they are toned down a lot and a lot more simpler. In Eiyuden all you can do is use some buffs. You can customize your army in both games. However, in Eiyuden the customization is a lot simpler, where the bigger number will do better in these war battles. I mean, sure, there are some unique buffs for some characters, but ultimately, if you have the bigger number, you'll do the bigger damage. What about Suikoden? Well, in Suikoden 5, you have three types of units. One of them are archers, one of them use swords, and one of them are on horses. These are the fighters that are on land. And to put it simply, there is a rock, paper, scissors mechanic for these war battles. The units that are on horses defeat the units with the swords, the units with the swords defeat the units with the bows, and the ones with the bows defeat the horses. But you can equip some unique abilities where you would normally lose. You can still chase away the enemy unit. The other thing I want to point out is that you can lose your allies that you have recruited during these war battles. I'm not sure how rare that is. It happened to me a few times, and yes, they die. Even if you recruited them, there is a chance that they will die in these battles. But as long as you are careful, this doesn't really matter. The other thing that's unique in Suikoden 5 specifically, that you start your war battles on land, but eventually there are going to be war battles on the water too. And of course on the final few maps, these two maps are combined. The ships have a unique rock, paper, scissors mechanic on their own. You can just cheese the ship part with some other units. For example, the beavers can swim on the water and they can also be useful on the land. If you use the beavers in the water, they can just eat the ships. Like, this is borderline broken that you can do this. There's another unit, these dragon riders or lizard riders, I don't remember how they're called. They're also useful on land and water too, but you won't really get these until much later in the game. And the last battle mechanic is the one-on-one battles. And for this one, Eiyuden is the obvious winner, since it does have the better presentation. Overall, they are the same. The normal attack is effective against the guard is effective against the super attack, and the super attack is effective against the attack. They did take out the clashes when you both use the normal attacks, but I don't think it's a huge deal. And lastly, let's talk about the story just for a bit. Eiyuden starts with a lot lower stakes, where Noah just wants to do the right thing and help people. I mean, sure, they do go to the rune barrows to investigate what's going on there, but they don't really have a reason to do that. And where in Suikoden 5 it starts with you as the prince visiting Lord Lake that has been struck down by the Sun Rune, and if you're wondering who is the wielder of the Sun Rune, none other than the Queen of Solfelena herself, who is your mother. So yeah, that's a big difference. Both games do take time to build up their plots, which is fine. They do the world building stuff, build up the characters, but mostly Suikoden has the better character backstories. The reason for that is that in Suikoden 5 you actually get to see your whole kingdom crumble and fall apart. Where in Eiyuden it is mentioned that Noah lost his parents, but not really shown. And as they say, it is better to show than tell. There is one more thing I want to add before we end this segment. In both games you are presented with multiple choices. For the most part they don't really matter, but in Suikoden there are some choices that lead to bad endings. The best example for this is when your castle is under attack. You have the choice to flee or either stay and defend your castle. And the game tells you that it is a bad idea to stay and defend your castle. If you choose to do so, the game lets you do it, and it shows you the consequences why that was a bad choice. I think that sums up everything I wanted to talk about. I know this intro has been long, but when will I get the chance to talk about Suikoden 5? And I just realized, for the last 5 minutes I have mispronounced Suikoden. Anyway, let's get started with the Platinum Hunt. Now before I just jump in how to obtain all of the characters, at least the ones that don't join you automatically during the story, I will talk about a few trophies that you can obtain pretty easily. The first one is to talk to 10 animals. This one you can just do before even the main game starts, by talking to the same animal 10 times. The next one is to do a hero combo. There's a tutorial for this, so you'll get it even without trying. The other one is to do the auto command 100 times. I use this for the normal encounters all the time, so this one I got pretty early on. There is one where you need to rest 10 times at the inns, and the last one is to appraise some items. There is a certain amount of gold you need to collect this way. And of course, destroy trophies, which I'm not going to go into because you're going to get them automatically as you progress in the game. I was expecting this game to be like Octopath Traveler. It was supposed to be a simple 100-hour JRPG, but oh boy, was I wrong about the game. But never mind that, let's just get into getting all the characters. One more quick tip, as you progress through the dungeons, you should try to collect all the treasure chests. Anyway, it's time to mispronounce more names and locations. The first one I recruited is this samurai dude. You can find him in Elstwise in a small house. The next one is Melanor. You encounter her also in Elsewise as you exit. She mentions that there's a monster that she needs to beat at Red Road Ridge. You beat the monster, she joins. Kuroto you can find at Alterden Village. He will ask you to take some boards down, which is easy, so once you do so, if you talk to him again, he joins. Francesca is pretty close to him. You can find her at the same village, you just talk to her and she joins. Martha you can find at your town HQ, you just talk to her and she joins. Weiler you can find early on. He is looking for his sister, and as you explore Bounty Hill, you should find her pretty easily. There's a mini boss fight here, but it's easy, so once you beat it, they both join you. Gieran you will find at the Greatwood. Once you beat the boss in this area, just talk to him again and he'll join. Kron is also in your village HQ. Once you talk to him, he will just join. Karen is at the Damned Forest. She'll ask you to find some wood. Once you find enough and you talk to her again, she'll join. Squash is at the Treefolk village. The Phantom Burst dropped the item he's looking for. I already had it when I was here, so he just joined when I talked to him. Bastone you can find at Twin Horn East. You just talk to him and he'll join. Mariette will send you on a quest. She's looking for some item that's in this battle chest you're seeing. Once you obtain this item, you can return to Twin Horn East and talk to her again, she'll join. Ryufan is at Hishan. You can battle him once Noah reaches level 33. All you need to do is win this battle and then he will join. Kurtz is looking for a cooking recipe that's located at Treefolk village. Once you obtain this recipe, you talk to Kurtz and he will join. Kodel you can find at Dampan village in the rune shop. He's looking for the item that's dropped by the boss that's at Hishadan Old Town. Gaina is located at Arnside, you just talk to him, he'll join you. You can find Glenn at the same village too. All you need to do is beat him at his own card game, and you don't need to worry. If you lose the game, you won't lose your grandpa's soul. Forward you can find at Alfreden village. Give him 15 healing herbs and he'll join you. At the entrance of the abandoned mine you can find Galdorf. He wants you to bring him a Plague Knight mail, which can be found in one of the chests at the Proving Grounds. Hero is also at the abandoned mine, a bit deeper. Once you unlock fast travel, you just talk to him and he'll join you. Huang you will encounter pretty early on, but you can't recruit him right away. He will give you a rod for fishing. Once you bump into him again, you'll need to catch the fish he's asking for. After you do that, you can talk to him again and he'll join you. Isha is located at Elsewise. You'll need to complete 3 quests to recruit him. One is to find a cat. The second one is to obtain an egg, which can be obtained at the mountain path from a battle chest. And the last one is to deliver a package to Ardenside in the item shop. Once you do all these 3 quests, she'll join you. Bababa is located at Dampan village. Once you advance the story far enough, when you talk to her, she will join you. For Pakua, you need to obtain 5 plain eggs. These are dropped by the monsters that look like eggs, so once you have enough, you talk to her. She will join you with another companion. To obtain Prunella, you'll need 100,000 Bakwa. She's located at the Damphamin shop. Stundler is located at Imperisha Arc. You just need to beat his mock battle and he'll join you. Quinn is also located here. She has a quest where you need to beat a pretty strong boss, so you should be around level 37 when you fight this. I think I was a lot weaker, but I did fine. Once you complete her quest, she'll join you. Ayer is located at Hishan. You'll need to advance the plot far enough and you'll just bump into her. Yorhan is also located here. He's looking for an item that some monsters drop in the desert region. Rhodey is located at Deadwind. She's looking for the unknown pocket watch, which is also dropped by some enemies that are located at the desert region. Hakugin is located at Dampfen village. You need to have Mio in your party. When you talk to her, she will join. To start Yume's quest, you need to talk to this old lady at Verne village. After that, you go to Red Road Ridge. You'll find her near to the entrance. You just talk to her and she'll join. You can find Faye at your castle. She will talk to some of your allies. Once you find her 3 times, she will join you. I returned to the Shark village to recruit the next ally. While I was here, I started this minigame. This boat racing minigame is a real pain. The controls feel very floaty and sometimes unresponsive. Sometimes your ship just turns around for no reason. So it took me a while to do all these races. You don't need to do all these races to recruit the next character, but you do need to complete all of these races for 1 trophy. So you control this ship with 1 analog stick. So by pressing forward it accelerates, and by tilting the analog slightly it moves to left and right. And I really mean you need to tilt it slightly. This takes some time to get used to, but once you master it, you can obtain this trophy. Yes, this was one of the worst minigames I have ever played. Scarlet has her own race where you need to beat her. Once you do so, she will join. At some point, CJ will just show up at your castle. She has her own questline that leads you to the Broom Burrows. This can be a little tricky, but you should get it done pretty easily. Goldschmied is located at Yardan. He is at the 2nd floor. You'll need to recruit enough party members and he'll just join you. Foxil is located at Atrabalt. She's looking for some food that you can find by talking to Kurt at your castle. Return to her, give her the food and she'll join you. Remember guys, it's good to know that sexy fox ladies like food. Reina is located at Dadabin. You'll need to deal enough damage as you fight her. I got lucky with this, I wasn't really paying attention and I just got this, so good luck I guess. Peter is located at Verne village. Just talk to him and he'll join. You can find Frida here too. You just talk to her once she's here and she'll join you. To obtain Hogan, you will need to make money by trading some items. 50,000 Bakwa in fact. I will go more into detail how this is done, because there is also a trophy tied to this. Lam is located at Dampfen village. You will need Rifyuan in your party, just talk to her and she will join. At Twinhorn East you can find Aoi. You will need to beat her in the battle with this samurai dude. Once you're victorious, she'll just join you. Marueus is located at the mountain path homeward. Once you recruited enough party members, when you talk to him, he will join you. Omrod is also located at the abandoned mine. He will ask you to find some materials for him. Once you have enough, you'll just talk to him and he will join you. Nell is hiding behind this thing in Hishan. Just talk to him and he will join you. You will need to upgrade your castle to level 2 to obtain some of the characters. Like Cabana, you can only get him after your castle is level 2. For Sid, your castle needs to be level 3. He will ask also for some materials, but those should be easy enough to find. Douglas is the blacksmith that you can find in Elstweiss. He will ask for 10 iron ore, just give it to him and he'll join you. Dalton you can find at Twinhorn East. You guessed it, just talk to him and he'll join. Same goes for Enoe. You do need to get Dalton before him for him to join you. You will bump into Momo at Hishan village. He will ask you to join him for a quest, which will lead you to the seaside cavern. Once you beat this boss, Momo will join your party. In the Twin Horse West Inn, you can find Rohan. Once you advance the story enough, he will just join you when you talk to him. I will not go too much depth into this, but you do need to complete the Begoma questline for Dr. Korokne to join and for Reed to join. After the mission guild has been built, you should return to Damned Forest. You'll find Fume, just talk to him and he'll join you. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this guy's name. He will lead you to a special dungeon, which has pretty strong enemies. Once you beat the boss in this area, he will just join you. To recruit Alior, you'll need to talk to Marissa at your HQ first. After that, you need to talk to this NPC at Alfredin Village. Finally, go into the abandoned mines and you will find Alior there. You can find Galandur at the Proving Grounds. Just talk to him, there will be a battle you need to win. After you do so, he will just join you. At the Snow Peak Pass, take the northern path. You'll need to reach almost the end here to find this wrestle route that I'm not going to try to pronounce. Leon you can find at your castle at some point. Durlan is at the abandoned mines. Go down from the exit that leads up to your HQ to find him more easily. He will join you after you upgraded your town to level 3. At some point you will hear your guards talking about a dragon. You will need to go to Eldorand with code L in your party and defeat this dragon. After you do so, she will join your party. After you upgrade your castle to level 3, you can build a mysterious room. In this room you can find Celebith. You need to talk to her, which will trigger some battles. You don't need to do well right away after you get kicked out, just talk to her and she'll join. For Milana to appear, you need to upgrade your rune shop. Once you upgrade it enough, just walk in and she'll be there. After you have an epic success in the mission guild, you should talk to Lorna, who is located inside the inn in Elstwise. You can find Clark in Ardinale City. There's a shop here that sells a rare item that can spawn in every 30 minutes, so good luck buying that. 16 should appear after you upgrade your card shop. For Selena to join you, you need to win pretty much all the cooking battles. And that should be all of them that are missable. After this, you can pretty much beat the game if you want, and you should obtain the trophy for recruiting all of the characters. And as you progress the story and are collecting all 120 heroes, you should upgrade the castle. There are a bunch of trophies that you can get this way, so I'm not going to go too much into detail with that. You'll need some materials for the most part. For the most part, if you can't get some materials, just progress the story further. And some of the materials you can also obtain from the mission guild. So this isn't really too bad, but there are a few rare ones that did give me trouble. So I'm not going to pop them here right away, because I needed to check the shops after every 30 minutes if the required item was available. At this point, I didn't know that there was a way to cheese that. The next two trophies are tied to the mission guild. You should have no trouble with the first one, it only needs you to dispatch 10 allies on a mission. And the second one you will obtain once you bump into your allies that you sent off on a mission. You can see their location on the map. Once you get close enough, you'll get this trophy. I'm sure that you noticed that as you pick up materials, they will be converted into other items. There is a trophy also for this one, which you should be able to obtain naturally as you play the game. In Sid's workshop, you can customize your castle. You should just pick any item in each of these tabs, which should unlock the next trophy. The next three trophies I obtained in this Blacksmith shop. The first one I got after upgrading Noah's weapon to the max. In this game, you don't need to find weapons for each character. Each character has their own weapon, and every character that you can use in battle, you have to upgrade their weapon to the max, which overall is around 4 million Bakwa. So another trophy popped here that requires you to spend 1 million Bakwa in the game. After upgrading all 60 characters' weapons to level 10, I popped this trophy. But sometimes the inn is not enough for your heroes to rest and relax. There is a hot spring and there are 2 trophies tied to this. One is to use 10 items in the hot spring. The second one is triggering a bunch of scenes with a bunch of different characters. You will have to have them in your party for these scenes to occur. They'll talk a bit in these hot springs, but this doesn't really add too much to their backstories. The next one is tied to the theater, and this is quite impressive that they voice acted this whole thing on Japanese and English with every character. The way this works, you can select roles for each of these characters and you have to perform these presets until you get an S rank. This whole mechanic seems entirely pointless, because you can just get money by equipping the accessories that increase your drop rate. Some of the late game enemies drop high value items that you can appraise for a lot of money, but no. We'll have to go through this nonsense too. And you've seen how much these items cost, and the way this works, you'll have to buy low and sell high. Overall, you have to make 1,000,000 bakwa in profit to get this trophy. For the hero combo master, you'll have to perform 20 unique hero combos. This should be easy to acquire after you have recruited all your allies. As you know, there is a card game that you have to complete. One of the trophies is to obtain all of the cards, which you can either just buy the cards from the different boosters as you upgrade the card shop, or you can beat all the characters that you have to face anyway for the second trophy. This takes a while to beat all the characters, but it's not really bad. Like, I enjoyed this card game, matching all the different colors and the different numbers, and some of the cards even have unique abilities. It's very simple and fun. The next one I did, as you can see, are the mock battles. These are not too difficult except for the last one, which you should have a sped up version on the screen, how I set up my army for this final clash. For the most part, you are just trying to survive here. 2 of your units can't die, and the rest of your units you will have to utilize to the best of your ability that you beat the enemy soldiers here. It took me a few tries, but it wasn't really too bad once you know what you have to do here. And also, you do need to complete all of these to get the rune shards, but more to that later. I guess it's partially my fault that it took 3 times to go through all the dungeons in the game to obtain all the treasure chests. The game doesn't keep track of them at all, so this is my reaction after I found the last one I was missing.
Okay.
Fight! Fight!
That's it. That's the chest. That's the... No, this... No. Oh, wow. Okay. Holy wow. It is done. It is actually done. Oh wow. Oh. I can go sleep now. I can go sleep now. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah. There's like, this doesn't even look like you can go here. I see like why I missed this. Oh wow. Okay. Happy to be proven wrong. Happy.
Of course, chest number 222 had to be hidden in plain sight. And don't even get me started on the battle chest that just spawned randomly. Anyway, after this I decided to defeat all 60 Begoma trainers. Most of them you beat in the Begoma questline, but there are some hidden all around in the cities and in some dungeons. The minigame is also pretty easy, you just need to time your attacks right. Once they fill up their stamina bar, you hit them and you do some massive damage. Since there is a lot of overlap in these two trophies, you can obtain both of them after beating the last Begoma trainer, since he also gives you a Begoma. But there was one last final roadblock that stood in the way between me and the Platinum trophy. And it was this silly little item that simply refused to spawn in this shop. Apparently the spawn rate is 10% every 30 hours. So far I checked this shop every 30 minutes if it was there. And trust me, it was never there. So how did I obtain this? Well, there is a method to cheese this rare item and other rare items that are in these shops. Once you check the shop, if you know that it wasn't there, return in 1 hour and make sure to save before you open the shop. To put it simply, you just reload this save file until the desired item is at the shop. So yeah, finally, I did get this item. And surely there aren't any more items like this that I need to get. Right? Right? I decided to start the proving grounds that is located in the secret room inside the castle. As I was progressing the floors and beating all the bosses, I obtained all rune shards. The rest of them you can get from your own rune shop, and there are some that you get from the mock battles. The other trophy I obtained here was that I dealt 3000 damage in one turn. This sounds really intimidating, but it's really not a big deal. As you level up, you'll do more damage, so you don't need to worry about this one. The thing about this last challenge that is designed for the endgame is that the characters you use are randomized. The idea is that you should level up as many characters as you can. Well, I didn't really bother with that. I made sure that Noah and Siege are always in the party because they have a hero combo that hits all enemies. And you can deal with this hero combo with most enemies that you encounter inside here that are in a huge group. For the bosses, most normal strategies work, so you don't really need to make an overpowered build. And if for any reason you are struggling, you can always just put the game on easy, because none of the trophies are tied to any difficulties. So yeah, you don't really need to worry about this too much. It sounds intimidating, but it really isn't. And after you're done with this, you unlock Endless Mode, which is perfect to level up Noah to level 99. So you don't need to do some elaborate grinding strategy. After you're done with this challenge, you can obtain this trophy as well. Turns out exploring all the dungeons 3 times wasn't a bad idea after all. After I was done with everything, I was only missing this golden chicken that is a rare spawn. This other brown chicken summons it if you fight it really poorly. So I equipped some weak runes and fired it with my weakest spells. After I dropped its HP, I just defended until this enemy spawned.
Doesn't get much closer than that.
For one of the trophies you need to collect all of the runes, and all of the runes you can only obtain after beating the game from this random NPC that travels all around the world in different villages. You'll have to buy all the runes in all of the shops in the world and even in your own castle. despite upgrading your own rune shop, it doesn't have all the runes. You'll have to open all of the treasure chests. And what I was missing were some runes that were dropped from the bosses in this final endgame challenge. So yeah, make sure to actually collect the runes after they drop them. I know this sounds silly, but my bag was full of healing items when I started this challenge, so I just didn't pick these up. One of the last trophies I have to get is to catch all the fish. Once you fish at every location, you should have all the fish. I mean, what are we doing at this point? Are we just filling out a list of minigames that an RPG game should have? I mean, what's next? A chocobo racing game?
Number 4, making strides now. Obstacles ahead. That Eggfoot's gonna scramble its legs. Number 6, looking to poach first place. The goal is in sight.
I
Number 6
was
in the lead. Number
joking.
6 looking good.
Yes, this is a thing. And when I said that the boat racing one was the worst minigame, this one is even worse, because you can't affect the outcome of the race at all. I mean, sure, you can breed some chickens that will potentially do better, but based on my experience, the intelligence stat doesn't do anything here at all. So when I was breeding my chickens, I was focusing on the other stats. There are a lot of races here that you have to win, and no, you can't cheese this. I tried to make a super chicken. I was missing only like 5 races. I cleared out 3 races on one save file and the other 2 on the other one. That doesn't work. You'll have to have all the races cleared out on one save file. But the first trophy you'll get for breeding 10 times in this minigame, and this is my reaction after I finally obtained the trophy for beating all the races. That is such nonsense. Okay. Please, can I get my trophy now? Please. Oh, wow. That was very annoying. So you can't cheese it. Like you have to have a save file where all the races are cleared. That is so annoying. But that's one down. Jeez. I'm sure at this point you're saying, holy goose on a bicycle. Those were a lot of collectibles. And honestly, I can't really recommend to anyone to go for this platinum hunt. I do recommend the game because it is great, but the requirements, as you see, are ridiculous. And we are still not done, because I have to obtain all the cooking recipes. And one last time, the requirements are to open all the chests, finish the cooking battle questline, talk to all the random NPCs that have a cooking recipe from all over the world, and the last one that threw me off guard, and originally I did plan to stream this, but this is what got in the way, to buy all the rare cooking recipes that are in all of the shops on the world. This last one took me just 4 hours, reloading the saves when the shops didn't have the cooking recipes I was looking for, and after I returned to my castle, I still had to craft the required materials so I could cook all 94 cooking recipes. And with that, I obtained the last trophy for cooking these recipes and unlocked the platinum trophy for Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, which is my 49th platinum trophy. And I'm just saying that as a teaser because I have something special planned for platinum number 50. So I hope to see you all on the next episode of Virtual Platinum pursue.